How to be like a daffodil. That's today's topic for our team chat here today. So we know it is spring, don't we? We know it's spring in the UK at the moment because all the wonderful daffodils are starting to come up. And I love daffodils and I have them in the house. They're relatively a cheap flower. I have them outside growing, of course, but I have them in because I love what daffodils represent, what they represent to us and what they represent to me and the symbolism. And I just love the flower. And I thought what we would do today is talk a bit about the daffodil and what personal development messages it possibly could have. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is the daffodil itself. You know, it's a hardy I can't say this word, perennial. It's a hardy perennial that comes up every year in spring. But what we do with the daffodil is we plant it in autumn. So we actually think about what we want in spring and we plant that bulb, not a seed, it's a bulb that we plant deep into the ground, and it's there in the ground, starting the process. Then winter comes along and freezes the ground, but then the daffodil still springs out of the ground in springtime. And there's a good message in that, isn't it? When you sow something, when you put something in the ground and it's got good things around it, then it grows, but it may take some time. And that's what it's like with habits. That's what it's like with goals. You've got to give the belief that something is going to grow. So the first thing about the daffodil is that if you put good plans in place and you work towards those plans, we know there'll be an outcome. What I like about the daffodil has a purpose. So be like a daffodil, have a purpose. The purpose of the daffodil is to grow. I'm going to get one here, pick one here. The purpose of the daffodil is to produce a lovely flower and point up to the sun. Now, people think that the flower is just there for, the daffodil itself. Well, it's not. The daffodil is there for a number of different things. It's there to make people smile. It comes out of the ground. It makes people smile. It's also there for those wonderful bees who come along and buzz in and buzz out and spread their nectar along that fertilize it and take it around. And more daffodils grow, but also produce honey, and which is very naturally healthy. So there's lots of purpose that the daffodil has. And some of us who've been doing the Star Challenge, we did something called the mantra, didn't we? That was like our mantra. So what would be the mantra of the daffodil? To grow, maybe, to shine, to serve. What could it be? The mantra. So number one is about the purpose. So this daffodil knows its purpose. It knows it grows to a point out of the ground to produce a wonderful flower. So number two, then, it won't grow if it isn't in good soil. So if the daffodil isn't in good soil, then basically it won't grow, will it? So that's a message about what do you surround yourself with? Do you surround yourself with soil that's nutrient rich, that it's got good things in it, or do you surround yourself with things that aren't? Is your environment helping you in the process to be a daffodil, or is it stopping you? So if you put a bulb into poor soil, and if you put it into mud, or you put it into sand, or you put it into salt, why would you do that? But anyway, if you put it into something that's toxic to it, it's not going to grow. So think about the environment that you're in, what's wrapped around your bulb. What can you do to change your environment? Also, the daffodil is all about celebrating and getting to the sun. And I like to think about the color of the daffodil is the color of spring, like yellow. And it really does brighten up, doesn't it, the daffodil and the color. So there's something to think about. Think about, do you get enough time outside in the sun? Because we all know that the sun produces vitamin D for us. It's sort of a happy feeling for us, and it helps us in our body. So there is something about getting out in the sun, getting out and being like the daffodil and reaching up for the sky and reaching up for the sun, because that again is very healthy for us. Number four, and I have to stretch over for number four here. Number four is about what else does the daffodil need? Well, the daffodil needs, of course, you've guessed it, it's always here, water. If it doesn't have water, it won't get the energy and it won't get what it needs to produce that beautiful flower. So for you to get, to where you want to be your daffodil, are you making sure that you're getting the nutrients in the water? And it's not hard to do this. It's not hard to sip water throughout the day. It's just a habit. That's all it is. Place glasses of water around your house. Have one of those, those canisters that you can get. Make sure the water's lovely and cold, or you may want to add a bit of lemon into it or whatever, but it's not hard drinking water. You've just got to remember to put it in place. We know where it is and it's there and it's easy accessible. And then the last thing, number 5 about the daffodil is about what it actually does. It shines, doesn't it? The daffodil shines. It makes us happy. It spreads its joy around the world. How can you shine and spread your joy around the world like a daffodil? So there's some thoughts. Don't forget, go to the Start to Get Started website and subscribe to the newsletter. So what I will be doing is I'll be talking about this in the newsletter, I think, on Tuesday. I may talk about something completely different. You never know. But go to www.starttoGetStarted.com and sign up there for the newsletter. Well, I'm wishing you a wonderful, fantastic, fabulous week. As I say, the week starts on Sunday. You've been here and your amazing, super, fantastic, brilliant week has just started. Have a good one, and I'll see you next week, starters. Bye now.